Hello everyone, welcome to the quick start guide for the KS7. Your KS7 comes in this nice cardboard box. You want to hang on to this for long-term storage. To open the box, just pull on the tab in the front and lift open. First thing you're going to see is your KS7, nice and new. This particular one is the burnt bronze Cerakote. Next thing you're going to see is your owner's manual. Get to know this. This will help you with any KS7 questions you might have. If you have any further questions, you can reach us. Our phone number is on the back of the manual, as well as our website address and email address. You'll notice also on your KS7 you have some long-term storage paper. This is to prevent rust from building up on the receiver. So if you need to store your KS7 for any length of time, especially if you're in a humid environment like we are in Florida, you'll want to hang on to that and put it back on the gun before you put it back in the box and put it in your safe. Without further ado, let's go ahead and pull it out of the box. Not shown here is a lifetime warranty for your KS7. Information can be found on page 22 of your manual. I want you to make note of your serial number. It's on the left side of your receiver. Go ahead and make a copy of that and throw it in your safe. Another thing you want to hang on to is your chamber flag. If you happen to break or lose this, we have plenty here at Kel-Tec, so go to keltecweapons.com and pick yourself up another one. So the first thing you'll notice about the KS7 is this really cool kind of futuristic looking carry handle. The carry handle houses a fiber optic sight in the front. It has a notch rear sight, which is very intuitive. And as you shoulder the gun, it lines up very nicely. On the carry handle, we have M-LOK slots for accessories. There's also M-LOK slots along the pump action on both sides of the carry handle and the pump action. The magazine tube, we do have extensions that we sell on our website, keltecweapons.com. Another great accessory that I highly recommend is the extended butt pad. It really softens up the felt recoil when you're shooting the KS7. Keep in mind, this is a 12 gauge shotgun. It is going to recoil quite a bit, and it's a very light shotgun, so we highly recommend that butt pad for those of you that are looking to soften up that recoil. You'll notice just in front of the trigger guard here is the pump action release. This just pulls down, it's ambi. It's on both sides, and as you pull it down, you can rack in your first shell. Once you rack in your first shell, all you need to do is pump fire and pump and fire. That is only for getting the first round into your chamber. It's got a crossbolt style safety. Nice and tactile. It's got a strong detent in there. I'd like to mention also that if you don't like the carry handle on the KS7 and you'd like to go with a Picatinny rail option, we do sell that on our website. That's a great option to keep the gun a lower profile, and you can also add whatever optic sighting system that you would like on your KS7. If you're familiar with the KSG series of shotguns, you'll notice that the KS7 just has a single tube as opposed to a dual tube system. Therefore, the KS7 doesn't have a selector switch like the KSG does. However, it does operate the same way. It loads the same way and it ejects the same way. So the KS7 is also completely ambi. It holds 7 rounds of 2 3/4 shells. So there's plenty of firepower in this very thin, lightweight shotgun. Okay, so let's field strip your KS7 so you can get familiar with it. But first, make sure you've got a good pair of safety glasses. These are awesome safety glasses. They're very comfortable, and we sell them at keltecweapons.com. All right, so just pop out the assembly pins. All you have to do is get them started, push them through, and then you'll notice these 2 holes in the grip. You just pull the assembly pins out and you pop them in the grip. That way you don't lose them. Next thing you want to do is just gently bump the stock towards the rear. That pulls your stock assembly out. Set that aside. And then you just want to bump the grip off. And then to get the bolt out, you just slide the action to the rear. You can pull the bolt up out of the receiver like so. That's the top of the bolt. That's the bottom of the bolt. And that is as far as you want to take it down to field strip and clean. Now you can pull the cap off the magazine tube and take your spring out as well if you want to clean out the magazine tube as well. Alright, so for cleaning your KS7, we highly recommend Lucas Oil products. This extreme duty contact cleaner will get rid of all the carbon and grit and debris inside your KS7. And then once you've cleaned that off and you're ready to reassemble, you'll want to use a high quality CLP or oil of your choice. Just make sure it's something good. Now that your KS7 is clean, you can go ahead and reassemble it. So we're just going to go in reverse order. To reassemble your bolt into the carrier, you're just going to want it in this position here. And what you want to do is lock these notches onto the carrier right here. You can see it moving back and forth. And I'll show you how that's done. So as you put it in, just let it sit on the top of the receiver, oriented just like this. What I do with my index finger is I push up on the firing pin and then lift up with my finger here to put pressure on the bolt. And once you get it locked into the carrier, you want to keep pressure up on the bolt, and then I'll pull the action forward by the pump and just make sure that everything pulls forward and sits in there just like that. Next thing you want to do, take your grip. You'll see these two index points here. Those will lock into this part of your receiver, and then you simply push down until it snaps into place like so. And what you're doing here is lining up the holes from your receiver to your grip. And then you will take the stock, and it's important to note that the lifter arms need to go around the bolt, so they should index in there naturally. So just get it started. If you have a Cerakote version of the KS7, it is going to be a little stiffer. And then go ahead and just give it a bump forward, and that locks it into place, and just line up the reassembly holes. So just pop your pins out of the grip, be your next step. Go ahead and push the first one in the front, and then you can go ahead and line up the rear, pop it through. You do a little function check, and there is the reassembly of your KS7. And that's it, everyone, for your quick start guide on the KS7. Get your KS7 out to the range and have some fun.